Hello, Beans. I have two things to apologize for. So 1A, this is going to be really long, and I'm sorry, but I wanted to get everything in there. 1B is that I've scripted it because I wanted to make sure that I actually said everything I wanted to say in the order that I wanted to say it. So I do have a script, and it's there. So when I look in this direction, it's because I'm making sure that I'm saying the right word. I wanted to apologize that it came across like I was judging the term gamer as like a horrible term that no one could use. I don't feel like I can identify as a gamer, but there are like a billion reasons for that. One of them being my discomfort with the sort of gendered nature of gaming. But this, of course, doesn't mean that I think no one should identify as a gamer or that like everyone who identifies as a gamer must be a broy jerk face. I know that's not true. You are an awesomely wonderful person and you are a gamer. And the more visible that people like you are, the better the term will be and the less I'll care about the broy jerk faces. So I don't think you have to be a white man to play video games, obviously. But I do think that when we do identify as people who play games, or if we identify as gamers, okay, so we'll use my analogy about feminism here, which is that I identify as a feminist, but I identify as a feminist with the knowledge that that term means racist jerkface to a lot of people, right? Feminism has its roots in racism, in transphobia, in homophobia. You know, feminism has been great for white ladies. It hasn't always been very good for everyone else. So that's how I feel about the term gamer, because we need more people who aren't broy jerk faces to identify as gamers. But I think it's necessary to acknowledge that the industry itself is still really sexist and racist, and that there's a need to sort of critically look at the community that's been built around gaming, the community that identifies itself as gamers. So it works for you to call yourself a gamer because you are one, right? You identify as one, it's important to you, and like you said, 50% of the gaming population is women, right? Women play games, and so of course they should be allowed to call themselves gamers, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with women calling themselves gamers. We need to be visible as women who play games. But I think the term is still gendered. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be gendered. It should be whoever wants to call themselves a gamer should be allowed to call themselves a gamer. But the state of the industry and the state of the community is that some people are not allowed to call themselves gamers, right? People get told that they shouldn't call themselves gamers. When the industry refuses to release more games with lead female characters because they think that their audience won't identify with a female avatar, I think that says something about the fact that as much as it shouldn't be gendered, gaming is still gendered. So the best way to fix that is to just have more people who play games and who call themselves gamers because they love to play games. Brings me in nicely at 8 minutes to my next point about why I can't call myself a gamer. And it's because I can infer from how people have reacted to people like me that I would not be allowed to call myself a gamer. I know that to identify myself as a gamer would be inviting attacks on that identification, and that just makes me so anxious that it's just not worth it. There are enough problems I have with the term. It's not that important to me, and it would just be so freaking stressful that it's just not worth it to me. Do I have to be a gamer to talk about games? I think no. I think that as a person who studies texts, I have something valuable to bring to the table, even though I haven't been playing video games for 27 years. I think that I can contribute nonetheless, but I know that people think the answer to that question is no. That because I haven't identified as a gamer, that I'm not allowed to contribute to a discussion about it, which is, I think, a really huge problem with the state of gaming as a community. And of course, this is so annoying. Of course, I know that not everyone feels this way, that there are lots of people who agree with me. I know that I'm just worrying about the small portion of loudmouth people on the internet who are jerk faces. But they're loud and they're mean and they're violent, right? I don't want to ever experience what Anita Sarkeesian experienced. What happened to her was awful. And I never want to experience that, and I wish that no one else had to. But that's why I won't call myself a gamer. Because A, I don't want to open myself to that kind of attack, and B, I don't want to ever be associated with people like that. And that doesn't mean that anyone who calls themselves a gamer is therefore associated with them, but that's sort of my reaction to it, is that, well, fine, if being a gamer means to some very loud and violent people that you have to attack a woman who just wants to talk about games, then why would I want to be a part of that? But again, I'm sorry, because I don't want it to sound like I think you can't be a gamer. Because you are. You are a gamer, and you care about it a lot, and it means so much to you. And that's the kind of gamer that I want to be friends with, and that's the kind of gamer that I want to be in a community with, and that's the kind of gamer that I want to talk to, and it's not your fault that there are jerk faces on the internet that have skewed my understanding of what it means to be a gamer. So I think you've got it right. You have it right that the best way to be a gamer is to just unabashedly love games and want to play them and want to talk about them, and that's awesome.